They laughed when you fell. They smirked when you bled. Your suffering was their entertainment, your struggle, their reassurance. It made them feel superior, as if your downfall validated their existence. They whispered behind your back, reveling in the weight of your failure, feeding off the spectacle of your despair. You were a show to them, a fleeting distraction, a tale of caution, a name spoken with mockery. They told themselves you deserved it, that your ambitions were arrogance, that your pain was justice. They convinced themselves you were finished, that you would never rise again. And now, they pretend they never laughed. But you remember, and you will not forget. They enjoyed your suffering because it gave them comfort. It made them feel safe in their mediocrity, knowing that someone who dared to climb had fallen. You became proof that dreams were meant to break, that those who reached too far would be punished. They needed to believe that, because the alternative was unbearable, that you were not wrong, that you were not weak, that the only real failure is refusing to rise again. But they never expected you to return. They never imagined you would crawl through the wreckage of your past, teeth clenched, fire in your veins, forging yourself into something unstoppable. And now, they shift uncomfortably in your presence. The same lips that once laughed now struggling to form words. They laughed at your pain, but they are silent now. Because pain did not break you. It refined you. It sharpened you. It burned away the hesitation, the doubt, the need for approval. You no longer seek their acceptance, their understanding, their permission to exist. You do not explain yourself. You do not ask for a place at the table. You take it. You carve your own path, leaving behind the echoes of their laughter, their disbelief, their arrogance. And as you pass, they lower their eyes, avoiding the truth they are now forced to confront, that they never had power over you. They only had illusions. They will rewrite history now. They will say they always believed in you, that they knew you had it in you, that they supported you all along. Watch how their voices change, how their smiles turn from cruel to forced, how they stumble over their own contradictions. But you will not be fooled. You remember the way they watched as you drowned, the way they whispered to each other that you were finished, the way they relished your suffering because it made them feel strong. And you will not grant them the mercy of forgetting. Their betrayal, their mockery, their delight in your pain, these are the lessons you carry with you. Not as burdens, but as fuel. Do not hate them. Hate is too small for what you are now. Let them drown in their own shame. Let them wither beneath the weight of their own insignificance. You do not seek revenge. You do not need to. Your very existence is the vengeance. Your success is the wound that will never heal, the nightmare they cannot wake from. They will hear your name and feel the sting of their own cowardice. They will see your rise and be reminded of their own stagnation. And that will haunt them far longer than any retribution ever could. They will tell themselves it was not personal, that they did not mean it, that they were just joking, just playing along, just doing what everyone else did. But that is the nature of cowards. They follow the crowd. They mock the fallen. They celebrate failure until it threatens to resurrect itself. And now that you have returned, stronger, sharper, carved from fire and stone, they scramble for excuses. They hope you will forget. They hope you will let it go. But you remember, and you will not forget. They called you foolish for believing in yourself. They sneered at your ambition, treating it like a disease. They wanted you to give up, to accept that the world belonged to the safe, the mediocre, the obedient. But you refused. You refused to let their laughter dictate your fate. You refused to let their mockery become your reality. And now, as you stand above them, unbreakable, undeniable, they do not laugh anymore. They watch in silence, paralyzed by the weight of their own failure. They mocked you for daring to climb, and now they tremble as they realize you have no ceiling. Do not offer them words. Do not waste your breath on explanations, on justifications, on clearing the air. Let the silence speak for you. Let your presence remind them of their mistakes. Let them live with the knowledge that they had a front row seat to your pain, and they chose to laugh. But the show is over. The curtain has fallen on their delusions. And you are no longer part of their audience. You have become the playwright, the director, the force that shapes your own destiny. They are merely spectators, watching as you create a world in which they no longer matter. There is no mercy for those who celebrate suffering, no redemption for those who laughed while you bled.